Good late afternoon in Europe. Good morning in the U.S. on the East and the West Coast. This is John Paval with your weekend update on the upcoming live streams of the performing arts. No, that is not a virtual background that you're seeing behind me. I am live streaming to you from the lovely woods of the island of Sandhamn in the Baltic Sea, just off the coast of Stockholm, Sweden. Because that's where I happen to be today, but duty calls. And now let us get right into the matter at hand, which is what can we point you to in terms of live streams of the performing arts? Once again, this weekend, we cannot point you to any opera or theater or dance. It's a quiet time for those kind of activities, but we're going to keep looking to find some of them, particularly down under. But there are 3 music festivals from which there will be live streaming this weekend. And if you love classical music, I know you're going to want to tune into one or more of them. We start with on the European scene. There's the Verbier Music Festival in Verbier, Switzerland, which has been around for a number of years, and they will be kicking off the weekend for you with something not to be missed. This is the only symphony that we have being live streamed this weekend that we know of, and it's Mahler's Third Symphony, the mighty Third Symphony, which instead of having the usual 4 movements, no, this one has 6 movements. And Mahler talked about it as if he was trying to put the whole universe into one symphony. What makes it great is that it's being conducted by Simon Rattle, who is one of the top Mahler experts in the world. So if you love Mahler, you're going to want to see Simon Rattle conducting it with the in-house orchestra of the Verbier Festival. And if you don't like Mahler, or you're on the fence, kind of like I am, because sometimes it seems like chaos, and you're looking for more of the structure, like case, how about something like Brahms? If anybody's going to get you off the fence or get you to like it, it would be Simon Rattle. So you want to tune in for this. Now, here's the great thing. This is being live streamed by Deutsche Grammophone's joint, which is called Stage Plus. And they've come up with a great marketing ploy. It is a marketing ploy, but it's a great deal. For €1, 50 cents per month, you get all of the live streams they're doing from these classical music festivals all over Europe. I mean, what a deal. And they're hoping that after those 2 months are over that you'll stay on. But if Deutsche Grammophon tells you that they're going to let you cancel at the end of August, these are Germans. They're not going to manipulate that way. So you can get 2 months of these live streams for €1, meaning this is virtually a free live stream to enjoy Simon Rattle conducting Mahler's Third. I mean, that alone is worth signing on. Now, that concert's at 6:30 p.m. today, Friday, July 19th, European time, which is lunchtime, 12:30 p.m. on the East Coast in the U.S., and it's breakfast time on the West Coast, 9:30 in the morning. And it's a very late night, 3:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Summer Time. If you Australians want to watch it, it's 120 minutes of one symphony. So it's an exceptional event. Now, they're also doing 2 more live streams on Saturday and Sunday, and these are both piano live streams by terrific pianist of Asian origin. The first one is on Saturday at 11 in the morning European time, which is very early, 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But it would be late your Friday night, 2 a.m. On Friday night on the West Coast. Maybe you want to stay up late. And it's a lovely 7 p.m. in the evening, a Saturday evening, Australian Eastern Summer Time. So it's perfect for Australians to tune in. The pianist on Saturday is Korean prodigy Yunchan Lim. Yunchan Lim is the youngest pianist ever to win the Van Cliburn piano competition, which, if you know anything about pianos, it's like that's the top of the hill. And he won it when he was only 18 years old in 2022. So he's about 20 years old now. He won it partly by playing Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 3, which a recording of which is on YouTube and has gotten over 10 million views. So this guy's hot stuff, and you might want to tune in to discover him. Then on Sunday at the same time frame, which is again 11 in the morning European time, etc., etc. This masterful pianist Nobuyuki Tsujii, who goes by the name Nobu, and since it's easier to call him that, that's what I'll do from now on. Now, Nobu also won the gold. He tied for the gold at the Van Cliburn competition 15 years ago in 2009. And since then, it's just been onward and upward. He has a list of recordings that's as long as your arm, and he plays regularly around the world with top orchestras, the LA Phil, the Berlin Phil, goes to Tokyo. I mean, you know, everybody wants to have him play for you. So he has been called by some critics, quote, the definition of virtuosity, unquote. So he's on Sunday, and Yunchan on Saturday. I'll tell you what they're playing. Yunchan on Saturday is playing Mendelssohn's Lieder ohne Worte, the one that's called Sweet Remembrance and another called Elegy. Then he's going to play all of Tchaikovsky's The Seasons and Mussorgsky's Pictures at an exhibition. So that's Saturday, Yunchan Lim. And then Nobu on Sunday at the same time will be playing Franz Liszt, Venezia e Napoli, Maurice Ravel's Pavane pour un enfant défunt, and Nicolas Kapustin's Concert Etude. And I think he's also playing a piece by Debussy, which is dance movements, but it fell out of my notes, so I can't tell you about it. Anyway, so that's this weekend. For €1, you get that, and then all their other concerts. And I tell you, I watched the first two a couple of weeks ago. They had Renaud Capuçon, who's a conductor and violinist, and at the Rencontre Evian, and it was just, they did a Forêt Requiem, which was just, I was wandering the streets of Stockholm with tears in my eyes. It was just so lovely. But they also did a piece called Polyptyque, which on which then Capuçon jumped in to play the violin himself. So it wasn't my cup of tea, but it was marvelous to see that much talent bursting out of one man. And then that was on a Monday, and then on the following Saturday there was another terrific pianist of Asiatic origin again, playing everything, playing sonatas by everybody, as if, yeah, well, I can play everybody, so why not, you know, just show off. Anyway, okay, so that's that. Then your other big chamber music festival is the Mackay Chamber Music Festival, going on down in Queensland, Australia, in what is known as Yuwibara land, among the Aboriginal people. And you missed the first one, unless you heard me talk about this on Monday and decided to tune in. But there are 3 more concerts coming. There are 2 of them on Saturday, and they're both very interesting. The first of them is called Swoop, Twist, and Swirl, and it's a showcase of 6 young Australian composers. Let me give you their names: Jacinto Scelci, Holly Harrison, Harry's Drawlig, Louis Tawartha, Joe Twist, and Eric Ewazin. If I pronounce those right, I don't know, because I've never heard of any of them. And if you haven't, you might want to discover them. It includes pieces like Holly Harrison has a piece called Swoop, which is sort of draws upon bluegrass music, classical music, and a family of crows that was messing around in her backyard. So, you know, that this is what you'll get young composers doing. Could be a lot of fun. That's Saturday at 3 p.m. Australian time, which will be 7 in the morning European time. It would be 1 a.m. Late night Friday night for Europeans. No, on the East Coast, and on the West Coast, it would be 10 in the evening, which is a perfectly fine time for watching some Australian concert music. Now, and then the other concert on Saturday is called Four Seasons Reimagined. And this is by the Camarata Chamber Orchestra, which is an independent orchestra visiting this festival. And it starts out with Vivaldi's Spring from the Four Seasons. And then it goes on to give you different seasons from different composers. It's Vivaldi meets Richter, meets Piazzolla, meets Oksana Panufnik, and others, and with special guest Joel Woods on the Australian guitar, which I don't know if I've ever heard it. So that sounds like a lovely, fun concert too. That's at 7 p.m. Australian time, which is 11 in the morning European time. Too early, 5 a.m. on the East Coast, but a late Friday night, 2 a.m. on the West Coast. You might want to stay up and watch the one at 10 and then watch the next one at 2 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. Then on Sunday, July 21st, the last concert is a series of festival favorites with different artists playing. They're playing Johann Baptist Georg Neruda's Concerto in E flat for trumpet and strings. They're playing J.S. Bach's Concerto for two violins in D minor, and they're playing Mendelssohn's Octet in E flat major. This is very, very chamber music. Now, the thing about this concert is it's being broadcast on the Australian online concert hall, digital concert hall, which is worth looking up. It's australiandigitalconcerthall.com, and they're doing a lot of live streaming. It's worth, even if you're not going to watch these concerts, you might want to tune in and see what other concerts they have coming up. Now, since this is a festival, you can get a festival package for 88 Australian dollars, which is 58 US dollars and 55 euros, or you can pay for each individual concert, which is 25 Australian dollars, which is 1650 US dollars and about 15 euros. And they say that $20 of that 25 goes to the artist and only 5 is for the card and streaming charges. So it's a way also of supporting these artists. Your weekend can finish up on Saturday. The latest of all of the live streams will be coming, the continuing Seattle Chamber Music Festival, which continues on until July 26th, has a concert at 2 p.m. on Sunday, Pacific Daylight Time, which is 5 in the evening on the East Coast, 11 o'clock in the evening in Europe, which is a perfectly fine time to listen to chamber music, and 7 a.m. in the morning on Monday morning in Australia if you want to get up and hear some great live chamber music. Now, I'm not going to give you the names of all of the artists who are in it. You can look them up if you follow the link, which we give you in the comment section. You can go to the page, and they usually give you the names of all the artists, including biographies of the artists. The two that stood out for me were violinist Tessa Clark and James Ennis, but among you may find that there are others who are favorites of yours, and they're doing what are known as festival favorites. In other words, things that people have loved hearing at the festival before. Schumann's Adagio and Allegro, Opus 70, if you're keeping track of opus numbers. Shostakovich's String Quartet number 8 in C minor, Opus 110, and Joseph Suk's Piano Quintet in G minor, Opus 8. That's it for the weekend. We want to encourage you, as usual, please follow us on one of our social media pages, especially the Facebook page, because we are able to live stream this onto a number of platforms, on X, on LinkedIn, on Twitch, on Instagram. Sometimes when it's working, we need a few more followers on Facebook in order to be able to live stream there. So we'd love it if you'd go over to Facebook and follow us. And the other advantage of that is if you follow us on any of our platforms, what you will also get is you will also get notices of, we post individual notices giving you a little more information, for instance, about the Verbier Festival and about the Mackay Festival and about the Seattle Chamber Music Festival, things like that. So if you have a particular interest, you get written posts about all of that with the details of all of the music that they're playing at it. And also, what we're trying to do here is bring online the enormous global audience of people who love the performing arts, which we see manifested when you have TikTok or YouTube videos viewed by tens of millions of people, of ballet dancers, of opera singing. There's a Vivaldi chamber piece, which has gotten over 110 million views on social media. So the audience is there, but they're not tuning in anything like those numbers to these live streams. And a live stream is not the same as a recording. When you're enjoying a live stream, you're taking in the hearts and minds and souls that the artists are giving out for you, and you're taking it at the same time as all the other people in the physical audience, but also in the online audience, and you're all part of this common community. That's not the same thing as when you just, you kind of tune in and look at something on demand, and you're the only one. You're just doing something by yourself. And we think bringing all together as many people as possible, sharing the truth and beauty that you find in poetry and in all of the performing arts could be such a great thing for humanity in general. So we're doing our little part here to bring a few more people together for it. And we'd love it if you would help us do that. Thanks for tuning in. It's been great. I thoroughly enjoy sharing this every week. We're live stream ordinarily at 6 p.m. European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast. We're an hour earlier this week. Why? Well, because there's this 6:30 p.m. in Europe, 12:30 p.m. and 9:30 a.m. Stage Plus concert with Simon Rattle, and I wanted you to get this notice out to you'd have enough time to maybe make plans to tune into it, rearrange your schedule a little bit. So that's all for today. Ciao for now. Hope to be sharing these experiences with some of you. You can be sure that, especially that I'll be tuning in to the practically free of charge Stage Plus concerts because it's high quality and it costs next to nothing. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao for now.